Sometimes you come across a story that's just so great, and it's usually about the person behind the vehicle. In this case, it's our dear friend who lives out in Coimbatore, KS as he likes to be known, or Mr. Nair if you want to be formal about it, and his lovely MG Windsor that he picked up in December this year. What makes this tale so special? Well, KS has figured out everything you need to know about all the electro wizardry on board the Windsor, and I'm going to get a first-hand demo from him about how it all functions. Isn't that right?
Let's see. Yep, let's hope so.
Well,
I have, I've had some experiences with this, and I like to get into the software which drives. So you have to exploit software completely,
But before we jump into how you actually managed to figure all this out, what made you choose the Windsor to start with?
For one thing, I had an Ignis before this, for 7.5 years, and that was a Karnataka registration.
Okay.
So having moved here, I would have to change the registration.
Okay.
Which is a pain.
Yeah.
And
you have to pay a full road tax all over again.
It is the 50% of it, and there's no hope of getting it back from, Karnataka. So this had come out, and I had seen the reviews of the Wooling Cloud.
Yeah.
And when it came out, and I said this is a good option to I can get it registered here.
Yeah.
So I got a decent price for my Ignis, and I just picked this up.
And swapped it out and got yourself. This is your first electric car?
No. We had probably one of the first electric cars ever, the
Okay.
Reva,
Okay.
in 2004. But sure, I've had an EV before.
You've had an EV before.
60, 70 kilometers.
And so you can also tell us about having something that was a bare bones EV and now having something as refined as a Windsor in your garage.
I don't think there's any comparison. It's the top of the line model, so it's got ventilated seats. So when you drive in India, in fact, somebody was telling me the other day, aren't ventilated seats just a fancy thing? I said, no, when you sit inside and you're driving, that cooling that you get from the back is as important as the one in front.
Absolutely. Yeah, so this does come with a lot of creature comforts in that sense.
Lots of creature
I remember when I reviewed it when it was being launched, we drove it in Gurgaon.
Okay.
And the one thing that definitely appealed to me, being as tall as I am, I don't fit in the back of most cars.
Right.
But this one, the leg space and the fact that you can recline that bench, it's really something that's special about it. Yeah. And a fun vehicle to drive. Like you were talking about the modes a little earlier when we were driving around.
Yes.
You had mentioned something about using the eco mode and how you enjoyed that bit of it as well.
So I started off thinking, okay, let's eke out the maximum, because it's a new car, right? So you don't know how much you're going to do.
Yeah.
I was driving in an Eco Plus, and the accelerator is quite hard at that point.
Yeah.
So it does hurt your ankle, when you're.
Yeah.
So then I started using cruise control.
Okay.
So as soon as you hit 40, you slip it into cruise control, and you can go up or down 5 kilometers every time. So I was using that like an accelerator.
So you're able to pretty much drive around on these roads or in and around the area that you live in here, just using the cruise control buttons on the steering wheel and not the pedals.
Even the highway through to Coimbatore, at least more than halfway through to Coimbatore, you hit a bad patch, you just switch off the cruise control, and immediately the car slows down. But the last 1 month I've been saying, okay, let me try normal mode.
Okay.
Because what happens with Eco Plus is you don't get the acceleration, and sometimes you need it to overtake some truck or something in front of you.
That's right.
And I find that there's not much difference in terms of mileage.
Okay.
Between the Eco Plus and normal.
That's interesting.
Except if you go on a highway, let's say it's Bangalore-Mysore highway, then that restricts you to 80 kilometers an hour.
Okay.
So you can really, eke out those last few kilometers. And as I was telling you, we did Bangalore to Annur, 287 kilometers on a single charge.
Yeah, lovely.
And I had about 15% left. So that's 300 plus. Comfortable. I mean, the other thing is, as you age, you tend to go slower because our reaction times are much longer.
Yeah.
So you don't want to hit somebody, you know. So this is perfect. I mean, 80, 90,
Correct.
100, which is the ideal sweet spot for this in terms of.
And even before you move to the brake, the regen kicks in. So
the regen kicks in. I hardly touch the brakes.
Yeah. So that's another valid point that Sir pointed out earlier, was the fact that if you're old and your knees hurt, you can still drive the Windsor around just using the steering controls.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, one thumb.
Yeah, one thumb to drive the car.
Not one pedal. Yeah.
Now, sir, coming down to the tech on board. Now, I know that with EVs, we've seen it across the spectrum over there. But with the Windsor, they give you a bunch of smart controls using the steering wheel. You know, you had some shortcuts. Have you figured all of those out?
Yes. So the shortcut, there's one shortcut button,
yeah,
which I use for mode.
Okay.
So that I haven't changed it. Earlier I would use it because you're an Eco or Eco Plus. If you want to overtake, you just tap it twice and you're a normal, and you can overtake and come back in.
Okay.
So you get that power when you need it,
yeah,
and you can still get the economy when you need to. The other buttons, like for the ORVMs.
Yeah.
So I adjusted when I reverse into my parking lot.
Yeah.
Which is a very awkward parking lot. I don't know whether you noticed it.
Very tight.
It's very tight, and I use all the camera, the 360-degree cameras, including the left side one, so I can come in about 3 inches from the
I noticed
wall.
that you park really tight over there.
So that it's all with this tech which is there, and it's got auto hold, so hill hold.
Yeah.
So when you're on that slope, reversing into the porch, I have to hit that auto hold because and I have to go into Eco Plus because in normal it really gives you a power boost, and you don't want to go and rear end yourself into the wall. So the AC actually is controlled in 3 places. It's there on the steering.
Okay.
It's there on the the console where the AC.
Correct.
Is. Plus it's on the infotainment center.
Yeah.
Okay, these are little things, as a software person.
Yeah.
These are defaults that are nice to have.
So that's the secret sauce there. Sir's actually from a finance and IT background, and of course, out-and-out software person. So he's been able to toy around with the tech on board, with the computers on board, and really suss out a lot of what the Windsor has to deliver in terms of convenience and features as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, sir, a quick rundown of some of the top features about the Windsor that you like.
I actually made a list of things to tell you, and I have it with me, but the last on that was cruise control. And I think that is really something that I enjoy a lot.
Okay.
Because it takes, the pressure off your feet completely, especially long distances. It's very, very good. And even these sort of roads, getting into Coimbatore town, much of the way you can use it.
Yeah.
It's a solid car. It's very well built. You can listen to the doors, the thunk of the doors. I think it's on par with most of the good European cars out there. Stability. I've had a Scorpio, the old one.
Okay.
And that's like a ship. Okay, so it's all over the place. This is not so much. There is a little bit. And I think when you buy a car, there are pluses and minuses. So I think you look for all the good features in this car. And I don't use the moon roof. It's there. It just came with this.
Yeah.
But the music system is really good. And
an outstanding music system.
Yeah.
Cameras, you pointed out, are definitely
the cameras
a big feature.
Especially the front, back. I can go up to 3 inches from the back of the porch.
And the camera quality is outstanding.
Camera quality is very good, yes.
That is something that even I noticed on the Windsor when it first came out.
Yeah, absolutely.
We see you, and you've adopted to it with ease. You're enjoying having something that's got a lot of tech on board. It's something that you've figured out. How would you like to position this statement about EVs in today's day and age and age? Is there really a relation, or is that just a wrong mindset?
No, in terms of age, see, a car of this size is very comfortable for not only for me, for my family too. My wife also, is comfortable in a bigger car.
Okay.
Okay, we are a little short, so getting in and out is a bit of a thing, but it's not that much of a reach.
Yeah.
they have that side step option, but we haven't gone in for that yet. It carries a lot of luggage. I mean, we carry at least, well, 3 of us. So there's one large, bag for the missus.
Okay.
Especially you go for functions, weddings, etc.
Correct.
My daughter and I have a trolley each, and we got all our shoes, and we've got gifts, and there's still space in the boot.
In the boot, yeah. It's a pretty big boot on this.
And you have a road presence.
Yeah.
Much like, I mean, I wouldn't say an Innova, but it has that look. The width is there.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, in India, have this thing of might is right sort of thing. So, the big guys on the trucks.
Yeah.
They don't give. If you're in a smaller vehicle like a A-class or B-class car,
Yeah.
they don't care about
They don't.
it. This at least it takes up some room on the road, so they kind of give you some
Space over
space
there.
on that road.
But sir, to sum it up, your ownership with the vehicle, any advice you would like to give someone who would be interested in going in for the Windsor, as their primary vehicle?
As the primary vehicle, number of scenarios, like if you're doing city, commuting from home to work and back, there's absolutely, it's a no-brainer. Because nowadays, most companies also have charging in the office if you need it. This will give you 250 at the bare minimum in a city.
Okay.
Because in city what happens is, and this is my experience going to Bangalore and back, is that the air conditioning is always on. So that does take up.
Yeah.
Even if it's stop go and you get regen, that does take up. But you can't come below 250 unless you go in sports mode
Or drive like a hooligan.
exactly, yeah.
And with talk on demand, EVs are capable of
Correct.
giving you that spirited driving, which a lot of people tend to do also.
Correct. And nowadays, they have this e-hub
Yeah.
app. So it tells you what chargers are there en route. So you can plan,
This is MG's own app?
MG's own app.
Okay.
So there's a plan your trip option
Okay.
where you say, I want to, travel from here to here. And it asks you how many kilometers you want to travel in one go.
Okay.
So you can set it, I think, between 100 and 240 or something like that. So then it tells you what chargers are on the way.
Oh, lovely.
And it tells you which, and then you have the app itself of those chargers. And the best thing is you can tell whether that charger is free.
But great, sir. I think you've really taken to the MG Windsor in the way that a fish takes to water, with EVs in general.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you're really enjoying it and you've really figured out a lot of the functions. I think what I've learned from you, sir, is that a lot of this stuff is just intuitive, The more you use it, the easier it becomes, and then you sort of figure everything out. And it's not about getting overwhelmed on the first day of ownership, right?
That's very true, because with technology, you have to learn the software.
Yeah.
And as you say, everything doesn't come the first day. So nowadays you have YouTube, and people give you lots of tips and tricks.
Yeah.
You also get all the downsides on that. But I think if you own a car, then you have to learn about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, sir, on that note, I think we'll wrap it up over here. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks.
It's been a pleasure spending the day with you out here in Coimbatore. And I do look forward to catching up with you soon. And I'm in and out of the area all the time.
Lovely.
But on that note, as you can see, the Windsor, something that has won KS over. It's something that his family really enjoys. And I think it's just one of those vehicles that has really taken the Indian market by storm, because at last count, I think there's over 15,000 of these on the road already.